win the race, each turtle is running at a different random speed, and the winner changes every time. In this video, we'll use randomness in Python Turtle to build a fun racing game.
Alright, so let's get started. I have saved the project as Turtle Days using random module, and I'm going to increase the font size so that it's better for visibility. Now here, let's just set up the code. Here, I'm going to use import turtle. That's going to help me to use the turtle, and then I'm going to use the random because that's going to be a very important part for today's project. And then let's use a time module which will help us to access the time related functionalities. Right now the first step is going to be screen setup. Now in order to set up the screen, we will have to create a screen first. So S3 is going to be the variable that will hold the details related to the screen. So I'm using the turtle library followed by the screen function, which is going to initialize the screen. Then let's use the setup function in order to set the width and height of the screen. So here we have, suppose 500 will be the width and height will be 400. Then we are going to give it a background color. Easy color. Here we go. So here we have light yellow. Now once we have light yellow over here, we don't want the game to start right away. We want it to take some leap, and then all the turtles will run. So for that, we will make sure that we are using time.sleep method that will help us to basically give a gap. Now let's set the second step is to set the title of the screen, title of the key. So here again, anything that I want to write on the screen, I will need a turtle for that. So here again, let's create one more turtle as pen, and here I'm going to use turtle. Now once that is done, I'm going to say turtle pen up, because I want it to go towards the top. So here we will be having go to. Now every single time you move the turtle anywhere on the screen, make sure you're using these 3-liner codes. Pen up, go to. Pen up will make sure the pen has been lifted up so that it does not draw anything on the screen while it moves. And go to will of course X and Y coordinate. So I'm gonna take it towards somewhere around 180 to the top. So 0 is the center of the X coordinate and 180 is the top portion of the Y coordinate. Then I want it to be ready to draw. So here we go. Pen dot pen down. Right after that, let's apply pen dot color. I'm gonna say dark blue. So here we have dark blue over here. Once that is done, it's time to write something on the screen. So let's get started. Pen dot write. Let me reduce the size of it so that it is much more easily visible what exactly I'm writing. So I'm gonna simply say quotation marks, welcome to the Turtle Days game. Now if you will see this is again a string and I have written it inside quotation marks. Now here, if you would like to add some more functionalities like align it at the center, so let's use align attribute and give it the value center, followed by the font tuple. It's basically tuple is a set of again a data structure which helps you to write fixed values. Now here I'm gonna say Arial, which is going to be the font family, followed by the size, let's say 20, and followed by the font width. So here we have font weight, which is bold. Right now, if you are someone who is interested in adding emojis, you can go to Emojipedia, search for the required emoji, click on it, copy it, come back and paste it. But yeah, keep that in mind. You will only add this emoji once you are done adding the text, because it makes a little bit tricky. It tracks after that, so it will not allow you to write properly. Now once that is done, we are set to move ahead. Now here, let's write one more code because we don't want the turtle to be visible. So that's why I'm going to say hide turtle. Okay, now this is one thing. Next step is to make the finish line. Now again I have to draw something. So that's why I will again initialize another turtle. And let's give it the name finish. So turtle dot turtle. Once that is done, let's give it again finish dot pen up because it needs to lift up in order to move first. Then finish dot go to. And I want it towards the right corner and up start from the top. So that's why 200, 200. And then I am making it ready. So finish dot pen down, followed by this. Now, usually by default, the turtle faces towards the right side. So in that case, you will also make sure that we turn the head of the turtle towards the right, which is going to be downwards, 90 degrees. Once that is done, let's give it a color. So I'm going to say finish dot color is going to be purple. Let's use purple. You can change the name of the colors according to your wish, right? Alright, now here it is. We have moved it, we have given it the color, and it's better sometimes. Alright, so we have written it, and here we go. Let's just try to draw it now. Alright, so now I'm going to use finish dot forward. Now the length, how long the finish line will be, as the height of the screen is 400, so how about we use 400. Let's hit run and see if we are having any sort of error. So you'll see, yes, it works perfectly fine. I have a finish line now. If you want, you can shift it more towards the right just by changing the x coordinate. Instead of, you can use 3. And of course, if you want a thicker line, you know what to do. Use finish dot width, again a function, and set it to 3. So you'll get a thicker line. Finish line. Now once that is done, we are all set to create the players. This is something interesting. Now, as you know that if I want anything on the turtle screen, I will have to make respective turtles for that. So if I am adding 5 turtles on the screen, I'll have to make 5 more turtles. But I need to find a better way of doing it, because we're learning about coding. It needs to be efficient. So that's why we are going to use the concept of list. Now list is a data structure that helps you to store multiple values and in a structured manner, right? And you are able to access it with using the index numbers. Now here, I'm going to use the same concept. I'm going to say create players. Now here, as I said, we will be giving different colors to the player turtle, right? So for that, let's create a list named as colors. Once that is done, I'm going to write the name of the color. So suppose the first one needs to be red. You can change the colors. You can use the colors according to your choice. All right, pink, comma, black, comma, blue. Okay, let's use blue. Now, once I have this, now to store the details related to the player, what is their color, what is their shape, what is other things that they need, we will have to create one more empty list. Once that is done, we will also make sure that now we have set the Y position of each and every turtle, which is going to be same for now, right? X position will remain same, of course, but the Y will change as the turtles keep moving in the downward direction, because they need to be vertically aligned. So I am giving a static value as -100, correct? Then we will change them slowly. Now here comes an interesting part. I need to access each and every color one by one. So there is a concept known as a loop, which helps you to repeat the code for a specific time. And that loop is for. So for loop basically helps you to access each and every item of the list one by one. And how we do that? We have a variable color. This value will keep on updating every single time this loop repeats. So if it is repeating for the first time, the value of color variable will be red. Then when the loop runs for the second time, the value of color will be green. So this is how it's going to work. Now, of course, to represent each and every turtle of player turtle, I will have to create one generic turtle player, right? So here I'm doing the same thing, t.turtle. So it's basically saving me from creating the same line of codes for remaining turtles. I will be using the same player turtle to represent all the other turtles. So let's give shape, and then I have turtle. Now let's set the color of the turtle, which is going to be, of course, stored inside this variable. You need to make sure that all these codes, after you write about the for loop, they should have this indentation. This space is going to specify that only these line of codes belong to this for loop. It's really important. So player.penup, we don't want any of the turtle to draw line while it moves. If you want, you don't have to use penup, but if you don't want, you can use it. Okay, then go to. Now I want to place all of them towards the left side and vertically aligned to each other. That means the x coordinate will remain same, but the y coordinate will have to change. Initial value is -100, but I will make sure that we are changing it. But before that, let's use this list and use append method, which is going to have a tuple made up of player. Player is representing each and every turtle and all the functions that needs to be applied to the player turtle, and color is representing color that needs to be added to each and every turtle. Okay, so make sure it is a tuple. Okay, you have double brackets inside it. One is for append and another is for adding two variables together. Now let's use set y equals to set y plus 50. Now what this will do, it will make sure that the y coordinate of each and every turtle is differentiating by 50-50.
Set the game right now. This is the main part of the game, which is going to help us keep on repeating this code, right? So if I want the game to continuously running, I need to create a variable as game over, which would be set to false initially, because if the game is over, that means the game has ended.
but we don't want that initially. And then I need a variable as winner, which will be set to none. It's basically like not having any value, but still it is, the variable has been created, right? Which is basically this winner variable will help you to track the winner's color, right? Now here, I'm going to use another type of a loop, which is known as a while loop. This loop works with the condition. Whereas in for loop, we have no condition. It basically says that give me a specific number, I'll just repeat it for that number of times. So here I'm going to use the not logical operator, which will make sure that till the game is not over, the game should be running. So here I'm going to use for player, comma, color in players. As players is a list, and as you can see, I have appended here player as well as the color, which means the player is helping this players list to access the code related to player, like what will be the shape, what will be the color, and color is the variable that is helping this players list to access what exactly is the color for that respective player, because color is only the one thing that is helping us to differentiate among the colors. Now let's add the speed. Let's add how fast the turtles will move. So here I'm going to create another variable, which is going to be distance, and here I'm going to use the random library followed by randint module. This is solely responsible for picking any random value within given a range. Okay, so I'm going to say that your turtle should have the speed, which is going to be starting from 20 to 50. So the maximum speed will be 50 and the maximum minimum value will be 20. So if you the turtle can pick any random value within this. It can be 20, 25, 30, 35, anything but less than 50. Now once that will be done, we will use forward block just to make sure that it does not draw. It just draws without drawing anything. It moves forward without drawing anything. So here it is. Now let's write the code to check that when the game will be over. So for that also we're going to use the same thing, same variables, player and color in players, because both of them needs to be kept in check. So here we need to use an if condition, which will help us to check that if the x coordinate of any of the turtle is greater than the coordinate 200, which is on the right hand side corner of the screen. Right, so this is the same thing we're going to do here, but here is a function known as xcore, which helps us to check the current location of any object on the screen. So this is what it will check. It will say that if the x coordinate of the player, any of the player of the list, is greater than or equals to 200, because the position of the finish line is also 200. So that's one of the reason. Now once that is done, we are going to set game over. So of course, if it touches the end line, the game should be over, right? So let's set it to true, and the winner would be set to color, because color is again helping us to differentiate between the turtles. And then we need to stop the loop. While loop does not have a stopping mechanism. We will have to add a code specifically for that. So there is a break statement that makes sure that as soon as we achieve the winner and the game is over, using the break, we will be able to break this condition as well as come out of the loop. Okay. Once that is done, we are at the end now. We will be displaying the winner. Now again, if I want to show anything on this is a whole new turtle. So here I'm going to simply say that if winner, so whatever will be the color or stored inside the winner variable, either red, purple, red, blue, anything, that needs to be updated on the screen. So for that I'm creating another turtle, which will be hidden after some times. So turtle dot hide turtle. Hiding turtle means that it is still there, it will work, but it won't be visible. So let's say go to, and here you would say 0, 0, right? Followed by your turtle dot write, correct? And here is a format string concept that we are going to use. This format string helps us to combine a string that is made up of letters with a variable. So here I'm gonna say this is known as a placeholder that will represent the value that has been stored inside the variable winner. So turtle wins. So here we go. Turtle wins. Now how we can add this value now? You'll be using format function followed by the name of the variable in whose value we want to update it in the output, right? Followed by, let's use align center. Use the font tuple in order to give it a font family. followed by the size. Let's make it 20. And font weight, this time I would like to use italic, right? Okay, seems like we are almost done. Let's click on hit run and let's see. So we are able to draw the line. That's good. Turtles are being placed. That's also good. And here the race begins. Let's see who's gonna win. What will be your guess? Right, so you will see the red turtle wins the game, right? So this is how it works. But yeah, if you want to highlight the color, which color it is winning, so maybe we can do one more thing. We can add turtle again dot color followed by the winner. So whatever value will be inside the winner, it will get updated here. Okay, the red turtle wins, of course. Now you will see I have moved this a little bit here towards this because it is better to use it here. 200. So I have changed it from 400 to 200 so that it becomes easy and it is visible for us. So yeah, you can you can untitle, you can change the name of your project and save it. And you can even share it with your friends. So this is how we can create the amazing turtle race using the random module. If you like the video, do subscribe to the channel and wait for the new ones. See you soon.